Welcome back to another episode of Seven Pals Go to the Movies. This is another Throwback Thursday review, and today I'm going to be reviewing What's Eating Gilbert Grape. And just a fair warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. A young man in a small Midwest town struggles to care for his mentally disabled young brother and morbidly obese mother while attempting to pursue his own happiness. So let's begin with my first pro. The story is simple, but yet throws you into the middle of the lives of these characters. It tells you just enough of what you need to know, but doesn't really show you the past, since the film is mostly about the future, which is one of the topics that the characters always point out to Gilbert. We have Betty Carver, Mr. Carver, Becky, Tucker, and to a point, even his sisters, who tell Gilbert if he knows what his future holds for him. Mostly through the whole story, Gilbert has tunnel vision that he only focuses on taking care of his family, taking care of his mother, sisters, and most importantly, protecting his younger brother, Arnie. And sometimes his character is ashamed of his mother, and he does allow or even help the town kids look at his mother, sort of like a carnival attraction. But deep down, he does care about her, but he wants her to snap back into reality and help out with Arnie and the family. He does flip-flop from wanting her to snap out of depression, and sometimes he wants to keep her in the dark. Thus, he's enabling her to continue down the path that will eventually kill her. But he sees it as protecting her and the family, something that his dad could not do, and thus is why his dad committed suicide by hanging himself. We see that the father's death is a sensitive topic to the point that Gilbert doesn't even want to go down to the basement, which is where his dad took his life. The motivation for Gilbert to change his view on life comes in the form of Becky, a girl who is just passing by the town, but her vehicle breaks down, leaving her stranded for about a week in this town. She makes Gilbert rethink his path in life and allows him to even think about what he really wants in life for himself, and not just keep others' happiness in his mind. Next is the focus that this movie shines on mental illness through the relationship of Gilbert and Arnie. Yes, Arnie is mentally ill, and we can see that he depends on his family to care for him, but that is just the tip of the iceberg. Take his mom, for example. We can see that she is always looking out after Arnie by always asking where is he and giving him advice of what not to do. But then, does she really have the ability to do these things since she is not mobile and she can't chase after Arnie? So if you look close, she is the one that depends on him. Arnie makes her happy, keeps her smiling, and gives her a reason to live and look forward to his 18th birthday. Now let's look at Gilbert. Everyone is always praising him for taking care of Arnie or telling him to look after him, and he does take care of Arnie and protect him from the town's kid who are sometimes trying to bully him. We can also see that Arnie is what is keeping Gilbert close to home. Arnie and his mom are the glue that hold the family together. So if one was not there, Gilbert would have no reason to stay in the town. The only reason Gilbert can bear to stay in the town is not his family or Betty Carver, but it's Arnie. So anywhere Arnie goes, Gilbert will be there next to him. So by the end of the movie, when his mama dies, we think Gilbert will leave town by himself, but we hear that he tells Arnie, we can go anywhere, emphasis on we. They are connected by a stronger bond. Arnie is Gilbert's humanity in a sense. Next point is the color and symbols. First, we have the symbols for objects. We have Burger Barn, the symbols of the future that even if we don't want it to accept it, the future is coming, as in the scene where the actual barn is being transported into town. And even before this, Tucker is always talking about Burger Barn and how amazing it is, to which Gilbert tries to ignore him since he doesn't want to acknowledge the future. Next is Betty Carver. She represents Gilbert's clutch or security blanket, which he keeps returning to when he needs to feel safe or less overwhelmed. In a sense, she is the anchor that keeps Gilbert in the town and keeps him from going mad. Even the store where he works is a symbol of the past and him not shopping at Foodland, which is him avoiding the inevitable future till he needs to go buy the second cake for Arnie's birthday. And his boss sees him there. He feels guilty, even to the point that he feels that he did something bad, because he did tell his boss that he doesn't shop at Foodland, when by this time in the movie he is actually dating Becky now, and he is trying to accept the future. There's the image of him going into Foodland, which is the future, but still he feels guilty. Now let's talk about Becky and what she represents in color and as a character. She is love and acceptance that Gilbert needs to find in his life, and for her to show him what is possible. She shows him that he can still have a future life and care for Arnie, something that Gilbert never thought you could have together. Red is the color that embodies Becky. When we first see her, there is a slight red somewhere in the shot, and as she reappears in the movie, the color is represented even more. Not only with her, but in different things. For example, the balloons for Burger Barn and even Burger Barn itself. Also, the color red is present inside Foodland and slowly in some of the items that are present where Gilbert works. Even in Arnie at the end of the movie, with him wearing a Burger Barn hat, the color red is present, which shows that love is taking over in Gilbert's life. One scene that is really important is when Gilbert is at home blowing up the red birthday balloons and his family are talking about the party. Here we see Gilbert not listening because his mind is focused on Becky, but at the same time his life is being overwhelmed by his duties to work, to his friends, Miss Carver and Arnie, to the point that he can't take it, which is shown by the balloon popping, at which point Arnie pops out eating the cake, to which Gilbert chases him to take his frustration out on him by beating him, which Gilbert immediately regrets, and thus he runs away for the night. This can wrap up Gilbert as a person. He deals with so much but never leads on that he needs things for himself, to the point that he will snap but instantly regret his actions. So slowly Becky teaches him how to accept himself and love and even focus on what he really wants in life. Now moving on to my cons. Since the movie is based on a novel which I have not read, I do think there is so much more that the movie left out as to how his father took his life or how Gilbert really feels about it. Also maybe how his sisters feel about Arnie and their mother, or even some townspeople. I feel that there is some things that are missing, but if things were included in the movie, then the movie would have been longer, and that might degrade the message of the movie. The idea that Gilbert allows kids to see his mother, but at the same time cares about her, might not make sense to people, so it would have made sense if he would have spoken more to Tucker about his mother being overweight and how he feels about it. Maybe for Tucker to be his confidant while Tucker is talking about Burger Barn and how is the future. Maybe Gilbert would open up about his feelings towards his mother and Arnie, sisters, or even his dad's death. Then the characters would act like they didn't hear anything and just move on, but it would allow the audience to connect more with Gilbert and see it as a character development in the movie. Also, the music score, it was kind of plain and simple, which I expected more, but actually music for this movie wouldn't have fit because we see the characters actually be more present and more down to earth. So my grade for this movie is going to be a solid 7 out of 10. I truly believe that the viewers will find a character to relate to or feel a special connection with in this film. Since it is a novel, I also believe there's more details in the novel than the movie, but it had enough to shine light on the family bonds and understanding mental illness. So that does it for this review of What is Eating Gilbert Grape. Please join us next time where we're going to review The Patriot.
Colonel, this is a uniformed dispatch rider and carrying a marked case. He cannot be held as a spy.
Well, we're not going to hold it. We're going to hang it.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find our social media links below. And like always, keep watching movies.